everybody, it is Thursday and I'm going to do a little quick hello to you. At the moment I am trying to make a ring bigger. This is the ring. This is a ring that I made years ago. It's got a cultured pearl in it and it was a little bit too small for me. So I'm busy making it bigger by putting it on the mandrel this size and then banging it, giving it a good hit, and then I end up with lots of little facets there. I don't know if you can see, lots of little facets, and then I'm going to rub that down. But it's fitting my finger a lot better, so I can get it on, and it looks lovely. It's got a lovely glow to it. Can you might just see the glow there. Gorgeous. It's a cultured pearl, and I'm busy doing it with another one that I made, which is that one. This is a dichroic glass that I made the mount for on a ring. It was a little bit too small, and so that way, sorry, a little bit too small, so I'm making it bigger for my finger as well. It used to fit my finger, but unfortunately my joints are getting a bit bigger, and I can just get it on. I can just get that on. So I'm going to make it a fraction bigger because it's a little bit tight, and if my fingers swell I won't be able to get it off. So I'm busy doing that. So that's what I'm doing this evening. Nothing sewing, but I have been sewing. What have I been sewing? I've been sewing up scraps of fabric, and I've been do you remember that lovely fabric that I have that has the faces upside down? Well, I had some left and I thought I'd make another top with sleeves, and I didn't have enough to have, well, I had enough fabric, but I didn't have enough to cut the pattern completely for the sleeve, and I didn't have enough for the collar. I did the Yoro, which has now changed their name. They don't call it the Yoko top. I'll show you the pattern it is. It's the Yoko, which I made. I've made it before. I've got about 3 or 4 that I love wearing. And basically I didn't have enough for the collar. I didn't have enough fabric for the collar. And the actual sleeves, it doesn't show it very well there. You might see on there, the sleeves are actually drop shoulder sleeves. And so when I cut the sleeves, I didn't have enough fabric to make the full arm. So what I did was, I think one I managed to get it down there, but I had to have a seam along the top, and the other one I managed to get a crossways, but then I had to put a piece on the bottom. But here's a picture and see if you can identify that there are seams. You probably won't. And I also, well, this is another one that I'm wearing. I think I showed you this one before. I'd made a collar for it, but I do like to wear a scarf. I like a scarf that goes really round me. So this is a scarf that I made, not a scarf. So I wear this scarf as well. This is the, what pattern was this? I can't remember, but I did tell you about it. I'll see if I can find it. But this is, I'm trying, as I say, I'm trying to use up as much of my fabric as I can, and I'm working my way through it very nicely. This dress that I made, do you remember this? I showed you with me wearing it. Well, I had a little bit of spare fabric left there, And so I made a little collary type thing, a little scarfy thing that I can wear round it, you know, have it sort of like that and have that over the top so it looks like a nice little, it adds a bit of variation to the dress. So if I have time, I'll take a picture of that to show you what it looks like with the scarf. I have, what else? Oh, I made a vest. I made a couple of vests. I downloaded this pattern from Lucala, 2 or 3 years ago. And I think it's only about £1 or something. It was just a simple vest like that. And I wanted it because I wanted to, it's made to my measurements. The pattern is to my measurements. And I just wanted a little something that I can wear underneath clothes to use scrap fabric with. And I've got one underneath here that I'm wearing. And basically it's some old fabric that I had left. Not much to it. It's got, I'll take this off to let you see. Just a vest like that. That I can, and on this one I've put a little split down the side. Simply just so that I can wear it underneath because I was feeling quite cold. This is cotton jersey that I had left over from, I can't even remember. Oh, I know what it was. I made a top with this and I didn't like I made a top with this and I didn't like the colour. So I remember I dyed it orange and I still have that orange top. I'll see if, again, I'll show you a picture up here of what it looks like, the orange top. But I didn't like this colour. And then I thought, right, I'm going to make a little vest and use that fabric up. So that's what I did. Now, where's my scarf? Because there it is. So I'm busy using up lots and lots of fabric. I've also decided that I've got lots of cotton fat quarters. When I first started sewing, I bought loads of fat quarters and I've never really used them. So I'm going to start making, I think I'll start making a quilt of some sort. I have bought quilt patterns, but I haven't got around to making one yet, but I will do. Just something I want to do. Got my hair cut yesterday, no makeup on today, but I'm really pleased with it. She's done a good job. Looks better when there's makeup on. Mother. Went to see Mother yesterday. Oh, with mother-in-law. Have to tell you about mother-in-law. Mother-in-law is amazing. She just astounds us. She's on end of life. I've told you that before. And you go and see her one time and she looks like she's on her way out. We went to see her a couple of weeks ago, and she was just not in a good position. She was in pain. She wasn't looking happy at all. And then I've watched a lot of videos about. I've watched a lot of Instagram videos. There's a couple of hospice nurses that tell you what it's like with dementia and what dying's like and how you celebrate certain things. And they told us about terminal lucidity. That some people with dementia get terminal lucidity. And we had gone to see her. She had we'd gone to see her one day, and she was talking gobbledygook. Absolutely talking gobbledygook. She wasn't well. She was talking not really saying very much. And we went away, when she's like that, we go away and we think, oh, she hasn't got long. She really hasn't got long. And of course, he gets upset because he says he wouldn't let a dog, be like that. She was in agony, looked as if she was in pain. Then, so we went 2 days later expecting to see her on a decline. And she was in her bed. She was bedridden, but she was bouncing and, oh, hello, lovely to see you. Oh, I've been waiting for you. And we were just totally stunned. And I'm saying to his lordship, I'm going, I think this is the terminal lucidity that she's got, because she knew everything. She was talking away. She never stopped. And, everything was quite... You could understand what she was saying. For somebody who normally has dementia, she was coming over really, really well. And so we went away and we thought, flipping heck, this must be terminal lucidity. Then he went another 2 days later, and he came back and he said, she's still bright as a button. She's still bouncing. You know, he says, it's really lovely. You know, you get a conversation out of her, and she's, you know, it's as if she's got her clarity back. And then we were going down to see my daughter the other weekend. So we decided on our way down, we'd stop and call and see her on the Friday, and then we'd call and see her on the Monday. So we went to see her on the Friday, still as bright as a button. So we video called his brother, his lordship's brother, who lives in Thailand, and they had a conversation, and he thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. And then we went down to visit my daughter, came back and called in again to see her. And she was not as good, but, you know, you could slightly declining a little bit. And we thought, oh, well, this is what happens. They say there's a peak and then it starts wearing off, and then there's a rapid decline towards death. So we went to see her a couple of days after that, and we were there for an hour and a half, and she was asleep all the time, and she was wincing with pain and in agony, and his lordship was sat rubbing her, I think it was her leg that was sore, and he was rubbing her leg, gently rubbing her leg and trying to talk to her and say, Mum, you know, you've got, you know, it's let go. If you're really in pain, let go. And he was crying because he was saying, you know, you wouldn't let a dog suffer like this. And so then, you know, we went away thinking, oh golly, you know, she hasn't got long to go. And then the next day he rang up and asked if she was okay, what she was like, and they said, oh, she's been to keep fit. But they said that we don't know if she's done much keep fit. And so I'm thinking, keep fit? Well, I know that what they do is they take her in a wheelchair and they lift her arms up and do this, you know. So she's probably half dozen, half not awake or whatever. But she likes to do it, and she loves being with people. And so we thought, oh, well, strange. She must have been quite awake. Then yesterday we went to see her, and she was back up. Oh, it's lovely to see you. She did talk a lot of gobbledygook, but she kept, and her favourite thing was, the favourite thing that she kept saying was, she was talking away. She talked non-stop for an hour and a half. And we couldn't get a word in. She was just talking away, and she was pulling faces and everything. And she kept saying, well, you know, and that we were doing this, and then that happened. But if you can do it, you can do it. But if you can't, you can't. And then she'd go on about something, and he would ask her a question. Do you remember when you did? Oh, yes, and I did that. But if you can do it, you can do it. And if you can't, you can't. So this went on for an hour and a half. And so we came away saying, she's unbelievable, you know. You kind of think that they go like that, and then there's this terminal lucidity, and then it gets down, and apparently they're supposed to go downwards, but she's kind of going up, down, up, down. You will also notice that I've got a cough. We caught on the way back from visiting my daughter. We went to see his mother, as I've said. Then we went and took his grandchildren out for a meal. And the granddaughter had a cough and a cold. Guess who tasted her? She had some caramel drink, and she said, do you want a taste of it? And of course I sipped out of her straw, and then when I got home the next day I was coughing. So I've caught the cough off her, and then I've just passed it to him. So, you know, share and share alike. I've got other things I want to tell you about, because I'm planning things I want to make. I've got some fabric that I have ordered, but it was because it was cheap. And I'm going to try and get that into a very quick next video so you can see what that is. And I've also done another video that I want you to see. I think, like everybody else, I'm thrilled that January is almost at an end. It's actually 1st of February today. 1st of February, income tax had to be paid 2 days ago. That's done. All paid. And I'm busy just decluttering, continuing to declutter, and trying to make things. I want to make things. I want to get sewing, and it's been too cold in here, and it's time that I start settling down and doing something. So I've just gone, while I was talking to you, well, not while I was talking, I've just had a little switch off there, and I've made that a bit bigger again. It's now very comfortable, but I now need to sand it down and get all the rough edges off, the rough marks off, soften the edge around there, because it's a square shank, and I find that a bit cutting on the finger. I prefer a rounded one, like that, a nice rounded one, which doesn't damage the fingers. It's not so much damage, but it's not really comfortable getting it on and off. So I'm going to have to rub that down with some sandpaper, and then with my my Dremel, rub it down, going around the top, and get it nice and clean, and then I'll get it polished, and I'll be back able to wear my little pearl ring. So that's part and parcel. It's Thursday night. It's now, what time is it? 10 to 9. So I'm not going to go any further. I think I'm going to stop. So it's a very brief one this time yet again, but I'm going to catch you next time. So I'm going to love you and leave you and see you then. Bye.